The part of his mind not busy sending frantic signals to his lower body puzzled over this. A beautiful woman completely nude in the middle of the wilderness? This was either a bad movie or a Greek myth, or, given Hollywood's recent efforts, both. His eyes scanned her body. Long legs blossomed into round hips. They flowed into a taut stomach, lithe muscle just visible against feminine skin. Her breasts weren't exceptionally large, but they were high, round, and firm. The hint of muscle on her shoulders swooped into a long, graceful neck. This was a tall woman, about 5'8". A thin face with a long, tapering jawline crowned her form. Raven black hair, somewhere between wavy and curly, framed her bright ice-blue eyes. Eyes that now fixed on him. Desmond tensed, expecting the shouting to start any second. He wasn't sure how yet, but he figured it would soon be his fault that he stumbled upon the only alpine lake in Colorado containing a naked centerfold. "Hi," she said, her voice light and easygoing. His mind puzzled again, at least the part of it that wasn't desperately trying to keep certain parts of his body from growing. No fuss, no craziness, and no desperate dash to awkwardly cover her privates with her hands. She just stood there, a hint of a smile on her lips. "Hello," he replied. "Enjoying yourself?" she asked, a spark of playfulness in her voice. "Unsure," he replied, still trying to figure the best way to react to this. The woman arched an eyebrow. "Oh? Well, tell me when you do," she replied, rubbing water onto lithe arms. Des gazed at her for a moment, then lowered himself to sit cross-legged on the shore of the pond. "Interesting," she said, then started walking through the water. She stopped 10 feet from him. A cool breeze blew off the mountain tundra, sending waves through the tough alpine grass and pebbling her flesh with goosebumps. "I could say the same," Desmond replied. "Out of lust or curiosity?" "Both." "You find it interesting that I'm making no effort to look away, and I find it interesting that you seem completely oblivious to being ogled by a stranger." "You think you're the first stranger to see me naked?" she asked, continuing to wash. "That just makes things all the more interesting. Or less so," he said. She cocked her head, saying, "Less so?" "Either you're promiscuous, which I find kind of boring, or you're jaded enough to be able to separate nudity from sexuality in your mind." "And you seem to be jaded enough to watch a naked babe without tenting your pants," she replied with a smirk. "Who said you were a babe?" Des replied with a smirk of his own. She laughed in disbelief, then gestured to her body. "Point conceded," Des said with an appreciative nod. "You don't seem old enough to be jaded," she declared. "Neither do you," he replied. "I'm older than I look," she said. "I'm younger," he said. She took a moment to look him over. He waited, knowing what she would see. Brown, wavy hair topped a ruggedly handsome face, complete with a square jaw and a somewhat thick neck. A muscular body built over years of wandering the outdoors, more ropey than bulky. His features were pleasant, but not finely chiseled. The women he'd been with had never had complaints. 32, she said after completing her evaluation. 29, he replied. That seemed to catch her off guard. She cocked her head quizzically, staring at him for a long moment. Really? I'm usually pretty good. I'm fully aware of my age, he said with a smile. And I'm not jaded. I'm quite amazed by what's going on. I merely have well-developed self-control.